Did you know that the United States is about 3.8 million square miles? That's a whole lot of space to lose your luggage. Welcome to the vast and varied landscape of the good old US of A. From the towering peaks of the Rockies to the sprawling beaches of California, from the bustling streets of New York to the tranquil bayous of Louisiana, the United States serves up a smorgasbord of experiences that can make your head spin faster than a Kansas tornado. Think about it. You could be munching on a hot dog at a baseball game in the heart of Chicago one day, and the next, you're strolling through the sun-dappled vineyards of Napa Valley. Or maybe you're catching some waves in sunny Hawaii, and bam! You're suddenly cruising down Route 66 with nothing but the open road and a soundtrack of Springsteen. And let's not forget about the people. Oh, the people. From the laid-back surfers of the West Coast to the hardy lobstermen of Maine. From the cowboys of Texas to the hipsters of Portland, the United States is a melting pot of cultures, stories, and accents. But with such a vast country to explore, there's always the risk of losing something along the way. And I'm not talking about your heart in San Francisco. I mean your luggage. Yes, with all those miles and all those airports, the chances of your suitcase taking its own vacation are higher than you might think. But fear not, that's all part of the adventure. After all, who needs a suitcase full of clothes when you've got a car full of memories? And besides, isn't it about time we all embrace the freedom of traveling light? So get ready to hit the road, Jack, or Jill, or whatever your name might be. We're about to embark on an epic journey, a coast-to-coast exploration of the land of the free and the home of the brave. So buckle up, folks. We're going state by state without any misplaced suitcases, hopefully. New York, New York. The city's so nice they named it twice but never mentioned the price. Now, I ain't saying New York's expensive, but if you want to buy an apple from the Big Apple, you might need to take out a small mortgage. It's the kind of place where a cup of joe will set you back more than a cowboy hat in Texas. But don't let that scare you off. The hustle and bustle of the city that never sleeps is well worth a few extra bucks. In this metropolis of millions, you'll find a people with a singular talent for multitasking. They can walk, talk, eat a bagel, hail a cab, and avoid eye contact all at the same time. It's a real sight to behold. They move at a speed that would make a cheetah break a sweat. It's like they're all late for a very important date, but the only appointment they've got is with the city itself. Speaking of sights, New York is chock full of them. There's the Statue of Liberty standing tall and proud, a beacon of freedom, and a symbol of all the pocket change you'll need for the ferry ride. And let's not forget Times Square, where the billboards are as bright as the sun and about as subtle as a sledgehammer. It's the only place on earth where you can get a tan from neon lights. And then there's the food. Oh, the food! In New York, you've got more dining options than there are stars in the sky. From hot dogs to haute cuisine, the city serves up an endless buffet of delights. Just remember, the pizza is thin, the bagels are thick, and the pretzels are, well, they're just right. But let's not forget the real reason everyone loves New York, the people. They're as diverse as they come, each with their own story to tell. They're the heartbeat of this city, and they're always on the move. Remember, in New York, they don't sleep because they're too busy counting their money. California, where the sun shines bright, and the folks think avocado is a food group. Welcome to the Golden State, where the health-conscious folks are as plentiful as the palm trees. Imagine a place where your morning coffee could easily be replaced by a green smoothie. A place where you might find yourself jogging alongside a Hollywood star on the beach. Not because they're filming a movie, but because they're actually into fitness. Yes, my friends, this is California. Here, you're not just walking into a juice bar, you're stepping into a world of wheatgrass shots and kale-infused smoothies. You might even catch a whiff of incense and the soothing sound of chimes because, well, why not? It's California after all. And don't be surprised if someone tries to sell you on the benefits of activated charcoal or the latest superfood. But it's not just about health and wellness. A trip to California wouldn't be complete without a taste of Hollywood culture. From the star-studded Walk of Fame to the iconic Hollywood sign, you can't help but be immersed in the glitz and glamour. But remember, you're more likely to spot a celebrity at a farmer's market or a yoga studio than on the red carpet. Because this is California, where movie stars are just like us, only with better tans and more kale. And let's not forget the beautiful landscapes. From the majestic redwood forests to the pristine beaches of Malibu, the natural beauty of California is as diverse as its people. You can surf in the morning, hike in the afternoon, and still have time to catch a beautiful sunset over the Pacific Ocean. So, if you're looking for a place where you can get a tan, a green smoothie, and maybe even a glimpse of your favorite movie star, pack your bags for California. Just don't forget to pack your yoga mat and your appetite for avocados. Because in California, you might come for the sun, but stay for the avocado toast. Everything's bigger in Texas, including the stories and the belt buckles. That's right, folks. If you're looking for a place where the legends are as tall as the cowboy hats, then saddle up and head on over to the Lone Star State. Now, when you're in Texas, you can't help but notice the cowboy culture. It's not just a fashion statement here, it's a way of life. From watching a good old-fashioned rodeo to riding on a horse through the vast open plains, Texas is a cowboy's paradise. But it's not all about the cowboy boots and the 10-gallon hats. No, sir, it's also about the camaraderie, the spirit of the West, and a love for the land that's as vast as the state itself. And let's not forget the food. In Texas, they've got a unique culinary scene that's as diverse as the landscape. From barbecue that's been smoked to perfection over a mesquite fire, to Tex-Mex that'll make your taste buds do a two-step, the food here is something to write home about. But be warned, if someone in Texas tells you something spicy, you better believe it's going to be hotter than a $2 pistol. Texas also has a rich history that's as colorful as a field of bluebonnets in spring. You've got the Alamo, where a small group of Texans held off an entire army. You've got the oil boom that transformed the state into an economic powerhouse. And of course, you've got the music. From country and blues to Tejano and rock and roll, Texas has been home to some of the greatest musicians in American history. So if you're looking for a state where the people are as warm as the weather, where the food is as flavorful as the accents, and where the history is as deep as a Texas well, then y'all come on down to Texas. Because here, the tales are as tall as they come, and the hospitality is as big as the sky. So remember, in Texas, the only thing hotter than their summers is their chili. Florida, where retirement and adventure go hand in hand, and the alligators are just part of the local welcoming committee. In the land of sunshine and oranges, Florida is a state that truly knows how to keep things interesting. It's the place where folks come to enjoy their golden years. But don't be fooled into thinking it's all rocking chairs and early bird specials. Oh no, Florida has a wild side that would give even Indiana Jones a run for his money. Imagine, if you will, the thrill of air boating through the Everglades, the wind in your hair, the smell of the marsh, and the occasional alligator eyeing you curiously. It's like a roller coaster ride, but with real-life reptiles. And speaking of reptiles, did we mention the alligators? They're practically Florida's unofficial welcome wagon, but don't worry, they're more interested in sunbathing than anything else. Now let's shift gears and talk about the state's reputation as America's retirement haven. Picture long, sandy beaches with the most beautiful sunsets you've ever seen, where every day feels like a vacation. The locals are as warm as the weather, always ready with a friendly wave and a story to share. And the seafood? Let's just say, you haven't lived until you've tried Florida's key lime pie and stone crab claws. But that's not all. Florida is also home to the world's most magical place. Yes, we're talking about Disney World. It's where everyone, regardless of their age, can feel like a kid again. It's a place of enchantment, where dreams come true and where fairy tales become reality. So if you're looking for a place where excitement and relaxation can be found in equal measure, look no further than Florida. It's a place where the young at heart come to live out their days in a state of perpetual summer, where adventure is around every corner, and where the wildlife is as unique as the people. So don't forget, in Florida, the only thing sunnier than the weather is their disposition. In the Midwest, where ope is a state of mind and pop is the only soda. Ah, the Midwest. A place where the people are as warm as their casseroles and where the word ope echoes through the cornfields like a Midwestern mating call. This region is a melting pot of unique lingo that could baffle any out-of-towner. Here, a bubbler isn't something you'd find in a fish tank, but rather, it's what the rest of us call a water fountain. And pop? Well, that's just Midwestern for soda. The Midwest is also known for its friendly folks. The people here are the kind who would offer you a ride in the middle of a snowstorm or invite you over for a barbecue even if you've just met. The kind of people who wave at you from their tractor as you drive by, leaving you wondering if you've met before. It's almost like they've taken the phrase Minnesota nice to heart, and then some. And let's not forget about the food. Oh, the food. If you've ever wondered where the best corn on the cob or the juiciest steak comes from, look no further than the Midwest. Here, you'll find folks who can turn the humble potato into a dish fit for a king. And if you're not familiar with the term hot dish, Well, let's just say it's a casserole that's taken on a life of its own. But it's not all just about food and friendly folks. The Midwest is also home to some of the most breathtaking landscapes in the country. From the rolling hills of Iowa to the Great Lakes of Michigan, the Midwest offers a variety of natural beauty that is as diverse as its people. So, pack your bags, grab a pop, and get ready to say "ope" a lot, because the Midwest is a region that's sure to leave you pleasantly surprised. And remember, in the Midwest, you're never a stranger, you're just a friend they haven't met yet. The Pacific Northwest, where coffee is king and flannel never went out of style. Welcome to the land of lush forests, towering mountains, and enough caffeine to power a small country. The Pacific Northwest, a place where you can't swing a reusable grocery bag without hitting a coffee shop. They've got more coffee than you can shake a stir stick at, and trust me, they're not afraid to use it. Now, let's talk about fashion. You may have heard that flannel went out of style in the 90s. Well, nobody told the Pacific Northwest. Here, flannel is a way of life. It's the perfect blend of practical, cozy, and a dash of lumberjack chic. But don't be fooled. It's not just about keeping warm. These folks are trendsetters. They've got everyone from Brooklyn hipsters to Silicon Valley techies donning their signature style. And the landscapes? Oh boy, where do we even start? Imagine waking up to the sight of majestic mountains, taking a midday stroll through a verdant forest, and ending your day with a sunset over a pristine coastline. It's like living in a postcard. They've got views that'll make you want to write poetry or at least post a picture on Instagram. But wait, there's more. Have you ever seen a volcano? Well, they've got a few. They're mostly dormant, but hey, it's always good to have a little excitement in life, right? And the locals, they're as cool as their weather. They're outdoorsy, eco-friendly, and they've got a quirky charm that's as unique as their region. So come for the coffee, stay for the flannel, and fall in love with the breathtaking views. Be prepared to be swept off your feet by their infectious enthusiasm for life, their commitment to sustainable living, and their endless supply of artisanal donuts. In the Pacific Northwest, the only thing more refreshing than their rain is their spirit. And that, folks, is our whirlwind tour of the USA, where every state is like a different country. We kicked things off with the Great American Road Trip, a quintessential journey that's as diverse and expansive as the country itself. We found ourselves marveling at the vast plains, towering mountains, and everything in between. Ah, the open road. Nothing quite like it, is there? Next, we dove into the Big Apple, a city bursting with quirks and character. From the hustle and bustle of Times Square to the serenity of Central Park, we found that New York indeed never sleeps, and it's always up for a good laugh. Then we took a trip to sunny California, a place where dreams come to life. Whether it was the glitz of Hollywood or the tech giants of Silicon Valley, California proved to be a land of endless possibilities and a healthy dose of humor. We also had a rollicking time in Texas, where the tales are as tall as the cowboy hats. The Lone Star State showed us that everything's bigger, including the laughs. Our journey then took us to Florida, a state that's no stranger to follies and fun. We discovered that while the sun shines bright here, the humor shines even brighter. We also ventured into the wild Midwest, a region that's as rugged as it is charming. The heartland of America served up a heaping helping of hospitality and humor. Finally, we explored the unfiltered beauty of the Pacific Northwest. Amidst the lush greenery and stunning landscapes, we found a unique charm that's as refreshing as the crisp air. As we wrap up this laughter-filled journey, it's clear that the USA is a diverse tapestry of cultures, landscapes, and stories. Each state has its own unique charm and humor, making for a truly unforgettable journey. So, what's your hilarious travel tale? Share it with us in the comments below, and let's continue this laughter journey together.